For the alleviation of suffering caused by lymphatic filariasis, the community home-based care approach was adopted. That is called CHBC. Dreyer and colleagues pioneered in developing a successful CHBC protocol for the management of lymphedema cases. Briefly, they have adopted a regime of rigorous skin hygiene by washing skin with soap, and water and simple health measures such as lymph elevation and lymph exercises to reduce lymph stasis. The use of tropical antibiotics and antifungals was also practiced with the help of medical personnel to prevent or cure the infection. Under current practice in National Morbidity Control Program, patients have to seek treatment by themselves following the first appearance of edema or following an acute attack. Then they will follow it up at a monthly clinic. However, a field study by our group in 2005 found that over 60% of patients didn't want to attend these clinics due to various reasons, such as some of them were too shy or too embarrassed by their edema to go out their home. And some compelled to hide their condition even from their relatives. Therefore, current national program has identified several key programmatic issues, including finding patients and bringing them to treatment. After some time, patients and their family members of caregivers tend to forget basic steps in management protocol. All patients were highly convinced after first meeting with the medical doctor. However, subsequently they tend to neglect their daily self-care, which is a must to achieve good results from CHBC. So here are our objectives. Hitherto, none of the programs have addressed the methods of tackling home-based patients and evaluate the frequency and intensity of education or training required for patients to become competent in lymphedema care. Therefore, in this interventional study, the efficacy of daily follow-up scheme and a monthly follow-up scheme was compared after 1 year of lymphedema management protocol. Most of the previous studies focused on acute inflammatory episodes, reduction of acute inflammatory episode reduction, and few studies have documented the effectiveness of parameters like leg volume, leg lesion, leg order, stages of lymphedema, and quality of life. In our study, a special attention was paid to analyze improvement in all these parameters along with acute inflammatory episodes. Now I will briefly describe the 5 components of lymphedema management protocol. Number 1, hygiene. They were trained to wash their hands with soap first, wet their feet with water, starting from above downwards, apply soap to both their feet using their hands, and a special training was given to clean between skin creases and toe clips with strips of cloth and careful rinse of soap before drying. Number 2, prevention and cure of entry lesions. They were trained to trim the toenail properly, identify any entry lesions, especially at toe clips, and if any lesions were found, they were asked to take prompt treatment. Exercises. They were trained to do several exercises, including up on toe like this, and toe pointing like this, and the circle exercise. An elevation of an affected limb. We trained them to keep their feet elevated whenever possible. Protection of limbs. Custom-made slippers were distributed among all these patients to train them to use such footwears. We met lymphedema patients and their supporters at community meetings to educate and train them on CHBC program. 55 out of 117 lymphedema patients were introduced to community home-based care as an initial step. Then we met almost all these patients and their caregivers at their home to carry out the education and training program in a friendlier environment with more details. A purposive sampling was used to select 27 patients. They have participated in the introductory program. They have given informed consent. Their lymphedema was grade 2 or more, with or without entry lesions. They had a history of acute inflammatory episode, and they were reachable. 14 who had their homes close by were selected for the daily monitoring scheme, and the balance 13 was followed up monthly. 2 well-trained field assistants covered 14 households on daily basis, spending about 1 hour with each patient. They identified problems, conducted lymphedema management with the help of patient and their family supporters, and recorded findings on a book which was kept at patient's house. All 14 households were visited by our team once per week without prior notification to address any identified problems. Other 13 households were visited by our team only once a month basis to motivate, advise, and train them on proper lymphedema care. These parameters were used to measure impact of 2 different schemes of monitoring. An indirect questionnaire method was used to obtain knowledge, attitude, and practice score on 22 questions. That's called CAP score. Irrespective of number of size of entry lesions, if entry lesions were present, patients were categorized as entry lesion positive patients. All total number of acute inflammatory episodes occur in year was computed to obtain acute inflammatory episode frequency. A water displacement technique was adapted to measure the lymph volume. Identical photographs were taken to visualize any obvious change. Dermatology Life Quality Index, DLQI, by Finlay and Kahn was used to assess the quality of life. Again, an indirect questionnaire method was used to obtain benefit score under the 3 categories: short-term, intermediate term, and long-term benefits. Before starting lymphedema care program, both daily follow-up group and monthly follow-up groups had comparable parameters on sex, age, clinical signs, and quality of life. 22 questions were asked to check the CAP on lymphedema management protocol. CAP on lymphedema management protocol was assessed under lymph hygiene, washing, protection, elevation, and exercises. All the average scores recorded for specific questions were higher in daily follow-up group compared to those of monthly follow-up group. Under washing limbs, the average score recorded for toe webs, skin folds cleaning, 4.79, and drying, 4.5, and washed other limbs or limb, 4.79, were significantly higher in daily follow-up group compared to the corresponding scores of monthly follow-up group. The average scores recorded under protection of limbs were higher in daily follow-up group compared to those in monthly follow-up group. However, the difference between daily follow-up and monthly follow-up groups were not significant except the wearing of slippers inside the house after 1 year evaluation. Under elevation of limbs, the average score of elevate limb during leisure time and day-to-day working time at home was significantly higher in daily follow-up group. Both groups scored lowest averages for the exercise of limbs, with no difference between the groups. Considering all 27 patients, the reduction of entry lesion positive number from, so these are the patients' names and their presence of entry lesions before the starting of management protocol. And this is after the lymphedema management and the assessment